Hey, this is Dre Say. Dre Say, let's talk about it, people. People, I have my lovely wife, Mrs. Dre Say, with me here tonight. I got her in here. She decided to get on here with me, man, and grace us with her presence. And I want to say thank her. And we're talking about relationships beginnings. Those things when you're all lovey-dovey, you huggy, kissy. You all, oh, I'm looking at her eyes and she's looking at my eyes. The do's and the don'ts, what to say or what not to say. That's what we're talking about. So, without further ado, let me let Mrs. Dre say introduce herself. Go ahead, babe.
Hey y'all, my name is Lindsay. That's Lynn with the Z, and it's a pleasure to be here. Hopefully, y'all like the video. Y'all enjoy it. Y'all enjoy my presence. I know you enjoy his presence. Hopefully, you enjoy mine as well. So, with that being said, please add your likes, your comments, and subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget.
Okay, so we're gonna dig right into this, man. We're gonna get right into this
Mm-hmm.
subject matter, man. I truly believe, me for one, I believe in the beginning of the relationship is when you should set all your standards. All those. This is to the people. See, we've been together for a long time. We've been together for a long time, so we want to help you all not make the mistakes that we made and do some of the things that we did to help our relationship last a long time. Because I tell you like this here, because you in the beginning, that's the time when most people mess up. To me, that's what I believe. Most people they lie, they act like it's okay. They act like this is okay and that's okay. When they're really not comfortable with it. They're really not comfortable with the situation. Let's say you're a young lady and you meet a young man and you've started dating. You may gone out for a few dates, now maybe about 5 days. Let's say you've been out about 5 days, and now you starting to really kind of feel this guy, and you feel like he's feeling you. Then you notice that he goes out a lot. Maybe he hangs out until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's not your stilo. That's not what you're about. Um, this is the time to open up and say it, because see, to me, I feel like this is, if you wait until a year down the road, a couple years down the road, and now you just at a boiling point and you just blow up, then what are you gonna say? You met me like
Not
this.
even a couple years, like a couple weeks, months. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you have to set. Don't wait years. You
No, of
say
course not.
something
Yeah.
right away. I mean, usually, typically, you can sense a person's um you can sense their personality. You can sense their just the type of
What they're
person that
about.
they are. Man, you can sense that they're lying because you got
Mm-hmm.
a lot of lies out there today. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people out there that lies about who they are
Yeah.
and everything. It's scary.
Oh yeah.
So you have to be careful as to who you put your trust into um,
Real.
when it comes down to relationships.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you definitely want to find someone that's compatible with you, someone that's like you, someone that's on the same level. They have the same drive. They have the same ambitions as you. And even if they're not the same exact ambition, they don't have the same dreams that you have, but they dream at something. They are trying to go somewhere. They're trying to do something. If you're trying to go somewhere, now if you know, you don't have a 5 or 10 year plan, and they don't either, then hey, that's your cup of tea, maybe, you know. But if you do, then you really need to make sure you set those ground rules in the beginning. And don't wait until like my wife was saying just now, years down the road, and you wondering why you didn't get that ring, young ladies, and young man, why she won't say yeah when you when you get down on your knees. Maybe she wasn't the right one for you. Maybe he's not the right one for you. You know, that's why you have to establish that in the beginning, man. Don't sit there and waste each other's time, because like they said, there are lots of other people out there, man. There's lots of other people out there that we overlook when you sit there and you just don't be real about how you feel. If you don't like, if you're a young lady and you don't like a guy that, if he's, like I said, he may be, here's the thing, guys, what they call it, flirtatious, very flirtatious. He's smiling in the ladies' faces, and you got a lady. Ladies do the same thing. You smile in the men's faces and stuff like that. And if you're not comfortable with that in the beginning, is when you address that.
Address it now before it's too late.
Yes.
Because if not, that'll be something that you're going to be dealing with the whole relationship.
Until you just get tired, you know, and then maybe you blow up, and then that person gonna be like, well, you met me like this. I always been flirtatious. I always been.
We're not gonna do that. We're not flirting with people, especially not in my face. Now I don't know what you're doing behind my back, but when we're together, you're gonna have respect.
Yeah.
Your significant other should have respect for you, and vice versa.
Oh yeah. And that's another big thing. Just think about that too, with that respect. Young men, you meet a young lady, she got those little skin tights on and her boobs all popping out, and that's why you was attracted to her that first day. Oh man, she looked hot, boy. She looked good. She's sexy. Hey, you might have your situation on your hand once you get ready to decide that you had enough of that. She walking around getting the wrong attention all the time, and now you want to eventually, months later, say, I'm so, babe, I want you to stop dressing like this. I want you to won't you dress more like a lady should dress? And now hey, that's how you met me. I was already dressing like this. And if you can't deal with me like I am, then go on about your business, all that. Now that's when that's another thing, man. Don't wait until she think that you comfortable with the way she dressing. You going to the mall, you going to the park, y'all going out to the grocery store and all kind of stuff, and she's dressing any kind of way, and then all of a sudden, now you want to hop up and try to change the way she dressing. That ain't happening. So you have to address that in the beginning.
It can happen. It can happen. But it depends. That's why it's important for you to get to know the other person before you take certain moves. Before you move further in that relationship, it's important for you to, get each other's, I would say, outlook. Like get that person's point of view on get their outlook on a lot of stuff. Marriage. What is your outlook on children? How do you feel about having kids? How do you feel about dress code, as far as what we're talking about at this point?
Religion
is important, because everybody everybody might not be on the same page.
That's a huge thing.
Just because that person looked good when you first met them, just because that person,
talk good,
they sounded good when you first met them, that does not mean that, oh, this is the one for me. She's the one for me, or he's the one for me. For all you know, that person might be a killer.
Yeah.
For all you know, they might have anger issues.
Oh
yeah. And not only that, not only do you look at who that person is, but you look at the parents. Who they're
around, their parents. There you go. Upbringing.
That is
upbringing.
One of
that
the
DNA.
most we try to teach our children is who are the parents? How was their parents when they were younger? How are they today? What type of people are they? All of that is important nowadays when you.
Oh yeah.
Not just nowadays, but it's important. Period.
And these are some of the things that we did not get to find out about people that we were with and stuff in the past and different things. We then we wasn't taught these type of things that you have to these are I don't want to call people, but some people they literally go and do DNA tests. Not DNA. When they do DNA, they do background checks and everything when they meet someone. They go and they find out who you are, who your parents are. Have you ever been, in jail? What type of situation you have going? What's your credit like? All kind of stuff. Because once they get to a point where they start to get serious, they're like, okay, I'm looking into all of this stuff. So, I mean, is that wrong? I don't know. I mean, I mean, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting yourself from a potential bad situation that could be very, very bad. That could be very horrible. Like I said, we didn't get that same, those same talks that watch you, who you go and be with, watch who you go and have children with and all this stuff like that there.
I know I got talks as far as watch the type of company you keep, friends. If you was raised up in our time era, my time era, I was born in the 80s. So if you was raised up then, you would know, like, okay, you watch the company you keep. Your parents tell you, mind your company. Make sure you get friends that's being raised up like you, or
that's key.
That's important. Never really have I heard watch the type of person that who you be with, because the person that you think is your soulmate, a person that you think that I'm supposed to be with this one here. No. That could be the one that ends your life. That could be the one that ends your kid's life, or God forbid.
Yeah.
Because it's sad. Nowadays it's sad.
It's some people out there that really don't have your best interest in life, and that's another thing to watch out for too in relationships. Does that person have your best interest in the relationship, in life, and do they care about you? Do they care about your feelings and your emotions? And are they just overlooking you, and they're selfish or whatever? That's another thing you have to watch out for too. And there's so many things in a relationship that you have to watch out for, and be careful with. It's not easy. It's not easy. So we tell our children all the time. We have some older children that have left the nest, almost about to leave the nest, and we just try to instill that in them to really watch for one the company keep, watch the people that the women, the men that you consider as a a partner as far as like a relationship, so you have to really, really be aware of all this stuff, man. And some people out there that's, you think it's, a lot of people don't think evil is out there as evil as it is. So people, just get with you just because they want to, they see you got money or they see you, or you're going somewhere in life and they want to try to latch on and maybe go along with you with the ride, or they, whatever, man. Everybody don't have your best interest in life, so you have to really watch that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really watch that. Oh, and another thing, with a relationship with children involved and stuff. Now that's a what's that deep rabbit hole right there. Me personally, I can understand why people say they stay away from it, because it can be very stressful. But I tell you what, if you have the Lord and you have to have God and you have to have Jesus Christ in it, it can be all right, But it can be, especially, if you want that maybe don't have any children or something, and the other person have children. I'll be honest with you, just talking. I tell my sons, I tell my daughters, don't do it. Stay away from it. I tell them to stay away from it. If somebody else have it, leave that to them and their, baby dad, baby mom, let them. Then you stay out of it. Just stay out of it, because it can be a lifetime of heartache and pain, and it ain't for everybody. So I can understand why people stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And either one of our children, we had a modern day Brady Bunch pretty much. And either one of them will tell you that I tell them, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't get into it, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. So to each his own. I don't want to steer nobody away if they maybe feel like they got somebody that has children that they want to, be, matched with and soulmates. So, but I just say keep Jesus.
Yeah, if you feel like it can work, maybe it can work. It can.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on. See, that's the thing, because everybody don't feel like, okay, you can raise their children the same way they can.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my question to that is, why be with that person?
That's it.
Why be with them if you feel like this person is going to mistreat your child, if you feel like this person is going to not raise them the same way?
Are they with their child or something?
Is that love towards your child?
No.
I don't think it is. But you have people out there that looks at the situation like, dang, I like him, I love him, I want to be with him, or vice versa. But at the same time, he don't really like my son, or she don't really like my daughter.
And then the other person.
So why continue the relationship? Yeah. Why continue to be there?
Yeah.
All to fulfill your
desires,
fleshly desires, is what it is in reality. Just being real. It's just to make you, just to please you yourself. You're gonna displease your child.
Yeah, and then the other person that's that's not in the right motives and that don't, let's say they they don't like that person's child, or they don't like being with somebody that's with a child, but they say, oh, I'm gonna be there just for her. But at the same, like you look at the situation with Baby Boy, you know what I mean? Like the guy came there, he stayed there, and he, going off on the kid and stuff, calling him out his name and stuff, and why would you do that and put that child in that, in that environment? If you can't deal with that, you don't want that, just get away from it. Leave it alone. That's all. Just leave it alone. Just go away and go be with somebody else. Find you someone else. There's someone else out there that'll be compatible with you, that don't have any children, and maybe you guys can, start your own family together, whatever. But don't. That's why I tell my children to stay away from it, because you don't want to. It's just so, then being the step parent, a lot of time, most of the time,
you're putting yourself, not just your child, you're putting yourself and your significant other in situations that nobody want to be in. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. Everybody's uncomfortable. It's tensions. It's tensions, not only through that kid's, throughout their childhood, but it's also tensions, when they get older. Because guess what? Those kids are going to get grown one day. They remember the things that you put them through, being the mother or father. They remember the things that the step parents said or did, whatever the situation is in your situation. But don't put yourself through it. Save yourself the drama and think it through. Think it out and question, is it
worth it?
Is it the right thing for me to do at this moment?
And if you feel like you can love that child or those children or whatever, like you would love your own children, then that's fine. That's good. Do it. But another thing too, as a step parent, you do wind up getting misunderstood when you even when you do that, even when you show that love like you would to your own child, and then you show that discipline like you would to your own child. See, it's all right when you do this and you do that, and you take them here, you take them there, and you provide, and then you're doing this and doing that. But then when the discipline come around, when it's time to discipline, it's time to, say yay and nay about this, about that, then you're the bad guy. You get the bad end of the deal. You get the bad end of the stick. So that's another thing you have to think about too, being a step parent and all that stuff like that. So that's a real big that's a big dilemma. It's a big step. You got to put your big boy britches on, big girl britches on, and I'll tell you what, that fall on your face and call on the Lord, and just put the Lord God in it, put Jesus in it, man. Put Jesus Christ in it, because it's gonna be a bumpy road. I can tell you that. I can tell you that much. It's gonna be a bumpy road. It's to say the least. And I'll tell you what, one of the reasons why we have stood the test of time with all that is the Lord Jesus Christ. Because without the Lord, without God, and we wouldn't have made it either. So it ain't.
Yeah, it's
that ain't all hunky-dory.
You can't do it.
There's a lot of times you don't want to come home to your own house.
You can't do it by yourselves.
And see, this is the thing too. People fail to realize though, is even if you have all the same children with the same parents and all that, the same children and the same parents and stuff have the same dilemmas that step parents and you know what they say blended families have. They have the same issues because what happens is we don't look at it that way when it's the real mother, the real dad. But it's the same old stuff because it's still children you're dealing with. It's still different lives, different characteristics and stuff that you're dealing with each one of your children. Each one of your children have their own ways, their own, you know, they can come from the same mom and the same daddy, but everybody have their own characteristics, their own ways, their own way they like to do things and what they don't want you to tell them and different things like that. So it's tough even as natural parents. So don't think that your natural parents gonna be a piece of cake, a walk in the park. It ain't. And we have natural kids together too, and they have the same issues that we had with the children that wasn't alike at times. So it's just, you just have to stay prayed up and stick together, and know that that other person not gonna hurt them, your children. And if you feel like they're gonna hurt somebody or do something to somebody, then you don't need to be one.
Mm-hmm.
That's just point blank period. And if you feel like you're gonna hurt somebody, or something, you have an anger issue and stuff, you need to go get yourself situated, get your issue together.
Yeah, but with all that being said, yes, and at the same time, it's all in how you make what you make out of the situation. Us as parents, us as male, or let me say us as females, and the opposite sex, we all know our roles. And if you're there for all the right reasons, then you should know, okay, we're adults, we know right from wrong, and what we should do is put ourselves in each other's shoes. This is what I feel is important, is for us to put us as adults, put ourselves in the children's shoes. Us as adults, put ourselves in, each other's shoes, and see how the other person feels. See it on another level, on another point of view.
Another perspective, yeah.
And take it from there. Don't just go off of your feelings, even though you might feel like, oh, I'm so right, and because you might not be right in the other person's eyes. You might not be right in other people's eyes, but you have to you just have to.
We got a little cold when getting over y'all.
Yeah, we just getting over cold. Sorry.
And another thing too, I wanted to say is with children too. Just to kind of reiterate on children, even your own children, when you have your own children, don't ever go against each other in front of the children. We made that mistake. We made that mistake sometimes, and it didn't turn out well. Don't know if you have
many times we made that mistake.
If you have one that's saying something to that child, because that's what I say. If you think that person gonna hurt that child or do something to them, you need to y'all leave. Don't be with that person. You and your children go and don't be, because for a fact that person ain't gonna do nothing to them. Be quiet and let them, say what they gotta say. Now, even if they say something wrong, because we ain't nobody perfect. We be done saying something out there, even to our own children. You be done saying something out, but you wait until you get alone. They say, now you're wrong for saying this or saying that, or you shouldn't have did this, or you shouldn't have did that, or maybe you shouldn't have put them on this long of a punishment or something like that. Wait until you get away from the children for that, and that, because they're going to definitely play you when you do that. They're going to play both of y'all. Y'all sit there, and y'all, now
yeah. That's another thing.
Going off on the children
are.
Oh, yeah. You talking to them about something. Next thing
they will work against you.
You talking
not
to them.
Not only that, but they'll have you working against each other.
That's what I'm saying. You talking to them about something they done did at school wrong. They shouldn't have been doing. Next thing you know, y'all arguing with each other.
Yeah.
About the children.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with us.
It don't have nothing to do. We have our own issues, but here we are.
Yeah.
Arguing
that happened, man.
Over children.
Yeah, that happened. And now we're supposed to be setting an example for them, so when they grow up, they can go out and lead their children the right way, lead their children to Christ, lead their children to be outstanding and upstanding citizens in the world and in life, And then here we go, making bad examples. We're supposed to be talking to them about something they did, and here we go fussing. Man, trust me, we've been there. We did it. We made those mistakes. And like I said, it wasn't nothing but the Lord God Almighty that got us through it, man. We sit up that night, we mad at each other all night, ain't talking to each other. It's supposed to be the kid that would have got a bad grade or did something bad at school. They supposed to be a punishment. And we not punishing each other.
Yeah, all looking at, and that
happens, man.
It's crazy. It's insane, and that all of that stems from he might be raised differently than how I was. Mm-hmm. So the punishment for him might have been too harsh, or the punishment for me might be too easy, Mm-hmm. So therefore, however you was raised, you're gonna raise your children up that same way, and we might not be in agreement, which happened many times.
What you say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it is, but
sometimes it is broke though. You don't know.
Like I still don't know how will we fix that. Like to be honest with you,
it ain't no perfect.
Today, now, considering we have children, like how do you? It is, yes, because you still have to come
the compromise
together, and you say, okay,
the compromise.
Dang, was that punishment too harsh, or were we too lenient? You don't know until
that's where the compromise
you see the results.
Yeah, that's where you have to talk and because to the kid, they always don't care if you punish them for a day, it's too much for them. So. But you just don't want to, you don't want to overdo it, then you don't want to underdo it, So, but it ain't no, what you call it? It ain't no handbook on parenting, The only handbook I can think of is the Bible.
It is.
What you mean?
They got handbooks. They got parenting classes, but
they don't know what the hell they doing either. Yeah, that's like what they say when the light bill, when the people call you for your light bill due and it's late, somebody calling them because they light bill late. Hell, don't nobody know what the hell going on. They calling you because that's their job to call you because your light bill late, but they cable late, or they mortgage late. Hell, it is. That's what it be. It's just what it is. People don't know, man. People just say stuff, what they think. I
believe people know, it's an experience.
What you mean? That's perfect.
Just like we didn't know before, but because of the experiences that we've been through, considering the fact that we have like adults as children, all the way from adults to elementary kids at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore we have experience.
Yeah.
So we can know, what to tell other people we've been through, and because children are not the same.
Now they have a collective. Now they have a collective.
Like every children and every parent are.
If they have a collective book from different parenting skills, because like we just said earlier, every child has their own personality, and sometimes you don't realize that till that child is, older, and it's like,
of course, sometimes
you can't do this one like you do that one. You have to deal with this one a little different than you deal with that one, And but that's all
because one could be more outspoken than the next. So you have one that's all your kids is not going to be the same.
You try to
especially
talk, and
you have like a Brady Bunch family. You got a blended family.
Oh yeah, everybody ain't talking.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody ain't talking. Different. Everybody ain't gonna say what they feel all the time.
Yeah, so it's like just make it easier on yourself and I wouldn't say no, because I can't tell y'all who to be with and who not to be with and who, but I mean, like.
That's why I tell our children.
Guess what? God knows best. Yeah. We're going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
God knows best. That's why the Lord said, God said for you to not, what is it? Don't fornicate. Number one, don't fornicate. If you don't know what that means, go search it up. Number one, don't fornicate to where you get yourself in that predicament.
In that situation, yeah.
Because a lot of things happen when you fornicate that you don't know and don't realize what's happening. Mm-hmm. You fornicate, you go against God's will, and guess what?
Mm-hmm. It can be like I said in the beginning, that downward spiral, that domino effect. That domino effect, man. So, to each his own. But I say like this, like God knows best. Pray, ask the Lord to lead you on it, and because that may be your soulmate. There may be. So, I can't. I don't knock. The only thing I ever like when I told our children, like as far as being with anybody, I did say don't do that. Don't go be with nobody with you. That's just mine, But it's like, but my only thing is like definite don't do is we're Christians. We raise our children up as Christians, followers of Christ. So I just said, don't get with anybody that's outside of your religion. That's the main thing. Because anything else, you can kind of, work it out. God will work it out. But if you got, like the Bible said, unequally yoked, if you're Muslim and she's Christian, or, you're Catholic and then he's Muslim, like, that's a, people don't understand conflict. People don't understand
it's
that,
that's a real big, huge conflict.
That's a real big issue. So don't do it, people. Now that I always say, as a pet peeve, don't do that at all, no matter what. Mm-hmm. I don't care, like I tell our children, if you want to date, outside of your race, whatever, that's fine. I'm not racist at all. I'm a Christian. That's what I am. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe that that's the most important thing in life is to follow after Christ. And if you have a significant other that's not on that same path, that's not gonna work out right.
Mhm.
It ain't gonna work out. So,
Yeah.
you know, on a lighter note, um, just just be real with yourself. In the beginning of relationships, in the middle, all the way through it, just be real. Be real with who you are, and what you stand for.
That is very important. Is to know yourself, know who you are, as he just said. Know who you are. You have to, because if you don't know who you are, you're not gonna know who your soulmate is, who your soulmate should be. Like you be like, well, dang, you be finding yourself questioning a whole lot of stuff. Is this what I really truly wanted? Like, did I really want to be in this type of relationship, or a lot? It'll be a lot of questioning going on. And after a while, it'll be like, okay, either you accept it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I would say is, after you have crossed that threshold of marriage, once you have put that ring or accepted that ring on your finger, you're there. It's I mean, me personally, I don't believe in divorces. Once you get married, that's it. I don't believe in second marriages and everything and all that other stuff. But the Bible does say that if you put that person away, if it has something to do with cheating, then you have the right to divorce that person. But marriage is marriage. It's a sacred thing. You should be together through it all.
Thick and thin. And that's you know what I hate too, and I don't want to prolong this too much.
Yeah, because it's already been 42.
Yeah. What I hate is, people being in a relationship with someone. They've been there for 4 or 5 years together, and I hate to hear them say, when you say, well, when you gonna get married? I'm not marrying her. I would never marry him. So what are you doing? You're literally wasting your time and that person's time.
Mm-hmm.
I
know people that have been together for like 25 years and not married.
Yeah, and they say,
what are you waiting for?
Then they boldly say, I'm not marrying him. I'm not marrying her. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of you guys being together?
Mm-hmm.
Why are y'all wasting each other's time? Like, you're literally holding her back from finding her soulmate, holding him back from finding his soulmate, somebody that's going to be there for them, somebody's going to love them, for the rest of their lives, because you just want to, you don't know how to let go of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. You with each other 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years. You saying, "Oh, I'm not marrying her. I'll never marry her. I ain't marry him." Okay, so y'all just enjoy wasting each other's time.
You done came across people that say, "Oh, I'm not."
Oh yeah. I've heard plenty of people say that. Like, I would never marry her. I would never marry her. I wouldn't marry him. And
you together? What you with him for?
What are y'all doing? What are y'all like?
Let me hear you say.
That's like, wow, because that's that for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So I tell you what, people, we've been on here for a while, man. We didn't intend on being on here this long, but when you go to talking, sometimes it just, it gets good, and you start talking about some good subject matters, and hopefully this helps someone else out. that's maybe thinking about getting into a relationship, maybe just beginning a relationship, maybe been in that long-term relationship that ain't going nowhere. So, hey, at Dre say we talk about it, people. Like, comment, subscribe. You have any last
So, I mean,
anything you want?
I would say if you want to hear any more advice as far as what was said on this video, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll be more than happy to iterate and get into details.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any specific questions, don't be afraid to ask.
That's right. Hey, like Dre say all the time, man, we talk about everything here.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's what this platform is all about, talking about everything. Hey, we love you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to like. Remember to comment. Hey, Dre say and Miss Dre say, we out.
Let's talk about it.